There are some events last year that happened surrounding GMMTV that shook me to my core. Some of these events were pleasant surprises and others were massive disappointments. So this is a list of 10 GMMTV things, or rather events, that shocked me last year and I'm still thinking about them in 2025. Let me tell you, I did not expect that basic bitch GMMTV will actually listen to fans and put out such a good lineup of BL series we can expect to release this year. Like seriously, who are they and what have they done with the GMMTV we all know? I cannot believe they've catered to nearly every corner of the GMMTV fandom. Every single famous ship? Yes, they got a BL of their own. I mean, they and New back together in a dog and a plane? And then on top of that, the BL lineup isn't just packed, it's insane. There's no filler here. Okay, maybe one exception, but I'm letting that slide because the rest is so damn good. Dare You to Death, Burnout Syndrome, Only Friends Dream On, That Summer, My Romance Scammer, Melody of Secrets. Like how? How are we getting such a diverse mix of stories in a single year? I keep pinching myself because I literally cannot believe this. Every time I look at the lineup, I feel like GMMTV is personally saying, "We've heard you, now enjoy." Now where the fuck did Sky and Nani come from? And how have they taken the entire BL fandom by storm despite not appearing in a BL together? And how the hell can GMMTV do bromance better than China? This is literally so insane to me. I don't get it. Like, where were these two before and how come they've exploded like wildfire and suddenly every single BL fan is obsessed with Sky and Nani? I think it was the unforced organic chemistry these two showed in the series High School Frenemy. I think it was the rivals to lovers trope between them that was left up to the audience imagination, and they kept playing with this trope in every single episode, teasing the audience by showing us that there is something there between them, but it's up to you to interpret it. I think Sky and Nani balance each other out in a very unique way. While Nani's personality adds a bit of brooding, introverted charm, Sky's personality is very intense, fresh and captivating. I can't believe GMMTV had to create an extra show for them last minute called Woo because they couldn't let the Sky Nani wave pass them by without capitalizing on it. Let me tell you that after years of silence, I was not prepared for this Nano interaction at the Star Olympics event last year. It was like a punch in the gut in a good way, of course. I never thought that with the stalker behavior of the toxic shipper fans, Nano will ever interact in public, even though I kinda knew that their friendship never ceased to exist behind the scenes. I think this is a good lesson for all the toxic shippers that these two have decided to rise above the entire controversy and they aren't afraid of the toxic fans. They want to be friendly in public again and both want to support each other's success in their respective careers, and I'm honestly here for it. I will say though that Gemini was representing all of us Fujoshis at the event with his starry-eyed shocked response to Nano helping at the field. It was so funny. I'm not gonna lie, I did expect to love Tempo as much as I do, and I also knew it will be a hit because even the trailer at the lineup looked very cinematic and well produced. But what I did not know is that Tempo will actually be one of GMMTV's most well-crafted productions of 2024. And not even just 2024, I think it is one of the best productions to come out of GMMTV in the last few years actually. The on-screen partnership of William and East is the backbone of the series. Their chemistry is so overwhelmingly strong that even with minimal interactions in each episode, they are keeping me hooked to the series. The slow burn romance between them is so unlike GMMTV that usually likes to make the characters get together quickly and then drag the second half of the series, making it boring. But in this one, the storytelling is very detailed, focusing on not just romance between the characters but also on the pop band and each member's story. The cinematography of the series looks exceptional, and the set design, lighting and locations add a layer of sophistication that elevates the overall viewing experience of Tempo. I love that throughout the show, both Tame and Po go on a journey of personal growth and self-exploration. This is way beyond anything I expected from GMMTV, and I'm low-key proud of them for letting Tempo happen. Although I had an inkling, I really didn't want Barco to join GMMTV because I didn't want him to get boxed into the formulaic concepts that are so common with GMMTV. After leaving BOC, I thought he'd be able to carve out his own niche with projects that truly reflected his individuality. But if I'm honest, I think Barcode might not have gotten the kind of projects he was hoping for after leaving. It's tough to break out in the industry without the right connections or a steady stream of interesting roles or singing opportunities. I think he might have realized that GMMTV could offer him the kind of exposure and steady work he needed, especially since his independent ventures didn't pan out as expected. It's a big platform and the opportunities there could be hard to resist, even if it means playing into some of the typical BL tropes. I just hope GMMTV gives him the chance to push boundaries a little bit, and I'm really hoping that they allow him to explore different types of roles and not just the same old formulas. Honestly, I didn't see this coming at all. Oh Boom being completely snubbed in 2025 GMMTV lineup is such a shock, especially given how insanely popular their ship was last year. They had such an electrifying dynamic in VR and Hidden Agenda, and their chemistry between them was undeniable. I will go as far as to say that I only watched Hidden Agenda and VR for Oh Boom because, let's be honest, the other actors were absolutely trash in those shows. But despite that, the other actors each got a series of their own and not Oh Boom, which I believe is really unfair to them and their fans. I really thought GMMTV would capitalize on their momentum, but instead they've just let this ship fade into the background. It's honestly baffling. Like, how can you give actors like Vinny Sarang and C. Keen a chance with their own show and not Oh Boom? It's seriously fucked up. Great and In are a visual pair with zero on-screen chemistry. I thought the pair looked really good together when their series Vondi Good Day was announced. But when I saw the series, I was shocked to see that they don't have any chemistry at all, and despite that, they got such a huge production value show together called Memoir of Rati. I mean, what exactly do they have to offer besides their good looks? I'm sorry, but Great doesn't know how to act, and In, despite being a good actor, cannot find rhythm with his co-star. There is no natural spark between them, and their interactions look very fake on screen. I also think they hold back during intimate scenes and refuse to properly kiss or touch each other, making their on-screen relationship look very forced and unnatural. Thor and Fluke looked much better than them, and it's a shame that GMMTV has split them up this year and have not given them a series together. Honestly, GMMTV making a BL like Ticket to Heaven is such a shock to me, and in the best way possible. For a long time, I've come to expect a certain formula from GMMTV BL series: romantic drama, light-hearted moments, and a lot of fan service. But Ticket to Heaven completely flips that script. It's dark, and I know it's gonna be traumatic as hell for everyone, especially for viewers who were raised in a conservative religious environment. The fact that GMMTV took a risk and decided to go in an unconventional direction like this shows that they're starting to experiment with storytelling in a way that we haven't really seen from them before. Ticket to Heaven has this grittier edge that's much more in line with something you might expect from independent production companies or Beyond Cloud. I hope they treat this BL with the sensitivity it requires, and we don't get a washed out version of what we saw in the trailer. I honestly couldn't believe it when I saw the news about Joss Whale getting backlash for following right-wing figures like Candace Owens, Robert Kennedy Jr. and Jordan Peterson. As someone who doesn't really follow American politics and isn't super familiar with these influencers, this whole situation caught me completely off guard. I don't keep up with these figures, so I wasn't aware of their views, but from what I've gathered, their controversial opinions, especially on LGBT issues and women's rights, have left many fans feeling deeply disappointed. I mean, as a fan of Joss, seeing him linked to such polarizing figures really threw me for a loop. Although when I checked his following list on Instagram, none of these people showed up. I mean, having no knowledge about these people, I can't make any judgments on Joss at the moment. Let's see what happens in the future. When Perfect 10 Liners was first announced, I was really excited about Perth and Santa. On paper, their characters sounded like they could have great potential, and I was imagining a fun and electric dynamic between them. But now, watching the series, the chemistry just isn't really there for me. Sometimes, even if the characters seem like they should click, something about the way the actors portray them or the way the storyline unfolds can cause the spark to fizzle. And the spark has died down, at least for me. I'm not sure if it's because of how the characters are written, but I find Santa's character really annoying and overly upbeat all the time, which doesn't look realistic to me. And as for Bert's character, it's written very one note, and in an effort to make him look mysterious, his character is devoid of any real emotion or depth. The few moments of interactions I saw between Boom and Bert is far more realistic to me than Bert and Santa. I see the spark and that magnetic attraction between Boom and Bert, which I don't really see in Bert and Santa together. So, which are the points you agree or disagree from this video? Let me know in the comments. Bye lovelies!